Boop.
Did you hear yourself?
Larry Lee Ungst, born March 3rd, 1949, died January 11th, 1996. Any man can be a father, but it takes a special person to be a dad. Larry Lee Ungst wasn't my natural father by blood, but he was my father in every other way. He loved me when my natural father did not. He loved me even when he and my mother divorced. I was adopted at 6 months of age. My parents divorced when I was 5, but I was still and always will be Daddy's little girl. Being father to a rebellious teenager that lived 500 miles away wasn't easy, but I never once heard him complain. He wiped away my tears, he corrected me when I was wrong, and he taught me more than I can say. My father was a strong man, sometimes strict, sometimes lenient, but always there for me. My dad has always stressed that honesty is the best policy. I can remember the conversation we had about my adoption. I wasn't old enough to understand what he was telling me. All I could hear was, "I'm not your real father." But he was so wrong. There is not a single time in my past that I can recall my dad not following through on a promise he made to me, even when he didn't have to. He loved me in so many ways. He was my rock when he didn't have to be. My dad was my biggest fan. Even when I was wrong, he'd point out the positive in what I did. My best memory is my first summer with my driver's license. I missed curfew, as many teenagers do. All he had to do was look at me, and I would feel horrible for disappointing him. He would sternly tell me what I'd done wrong, then follow through with at least one positive. My personal favorite? Yes, you were late for curfew, but at least you didn't run out of gas. My dad was my rock when times were hard. He would drop everything to come to my rescue. Simply the tone of my voice could alert him when something was wrong and I was hurting. Daddies always make hurts better. It didn't matter if I was 5 years old with a bruised knee or 16 with a broken heart. He knew just what to say. "Now, kiddo, it'll get better, I promise," he would say. If only I could hear that voice one more time. My father gave me the greatest gift anybody can give another person. He believed in me. He always made sure to show me love and made an effort for me to feel special. For as long as I could remember, every year on my birthday, I would get a birthday card with the exact amount of money that my birthday was. As I got older, I was like, more money, more money. My last birthday card contained $20. Now that he's gone, I dread birthdays and going to the mailbox. No card awaits me. He always made me feel so special. Thank you, Daddy, for holding me when I cry, keeping your promises, and pushing, encouraging, and believing in me to do the unthinkable. 1995 was the worst year of my life to date. Cancer, how I hate thee. That year, cancer took my father's life. September of '95, he went into the hospital for back pains and found out he had cancer. It was so advanced at that point, it had spread from his lungs to his brain. That disgusting disease took my hero, the man I loved above all others. It took him fast and furious and didn't give any warning. I had so much to say that I didn't get the opportunity to. It was devastating to watch the strongest man I knew reduced, weak, and in agony. I get so mad at kids today when I hear comments, "I hate you, Dad. I don't have time to talk to you. Don't hug me in public." Sometimes we do not realize how fast life can change. I expected my father to be there when I bought my first house, when I got married, when I got the job I always wanted. I expected my dad to hold his grandchild, to spoil it as only a grandfather can. My future husband will never know my father. My kids will never know the great man that would have been their grandfather. They will only know the stories that I tell about him Some days, the stories and the memories come easy. Some days, the tears fly. It's been 18 years since my father passed away, and there are still moments when I forget and I reach for the phone to call, only to pause and think, oh, Daddy, I miss you so much. People always tell you that it gets better with time. I'm here to tell you that it doesn't. I still miss him every single day. In the words of Brad Paisley's song, he was the man he didn't have to be. If I can give others just a small bit of advice, I would quote from Mike and the Mechanic's song, say it loud, say it clear, you can listen as well as hear. It's too late when you die to admit you don't see eye to eye. I love my dad. Thank you for being the greatest man I ever knew. Take 5 minutes out of your day and wish your parents the best. Thank you. I knew that would be bad, but I didn't do as bad as I thought it.
I thought you said together nice.